Hi there, this is Wiz, welcome to my channel. On today's video I want to do a Q&A because Q&A are cool. My son told me you can do Q&A when you have thousands of subscribers, but you can't do a Q&A if you only have 2,800 subscribers now. By the way, thank you very much about it. I tried to do it anyway and I got a ton of questions. So I will have to pick just randomly some questions. I'm shooting this video with my Canon 70D and I'm testing a new lens that I've purchased, which is the Canon 50mm at 1.8 aperture. This lens is very interesting because you can use it for portrait pictures, you can use it for macro pictures, but you can use it also for up-close video, what I'm shooting right now. I also purchased another lens, which is the 10 to 18mm. This one gives a more wider angle and oh, by the way, why don't we test it right now? Let's go! Boom! This one gives a wider angle and then you can see the whole office. By the way, please forgive the mess. I'm not sure you'll see everything there, but this office is actually a kind of a mess because I'm in a project to change a few things here to do an upgrade of my desk first of all, and then on my iMac I want to change a couple of things and go to hopefully to the next steps. More on that on a future video. So let's get started with this Q&A. So this is a question I got on my Instagram, abustamante82, that says something's interesting. Life is too short to drive boring cars. Totally agree on that. Could you imagine yourself the whole year with the Nissan Micra rental car? Greetings from Spain. Yeah, no, I can't imagine myself driving a boring car. When you're passionate about car, you have to drive a car that talks to you, that talks to your heart, to your emotions. And I'm actually driving a car that my garage has rented to me, which is the Audi A1. It is really a perfect car. This car goes very well. It has, I think, 122 horsepower, 1.4 liter engine. It goes very well. It serves the purpose. But, I mean, I'm telling myself that's a replacement car and you're soon, or maybe not that soon, gonna have a new car. Another Instagram question, Stéphane To asks, quelle serait la voiture de vos rêves? Translation, this is French, what would be your dream car? There is not specifically one car I love or I'd like to have, but there is a car that I'm constantly saying that if I could, if I won the lottery, I would buy that car for sure, and it is the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Even if I'm Italian, my dream car is not a Ferrari, it's a Porsche, yes. This one is from my Facebook page. By the way, you should all go and like that, that Wiz 1972 Facebook page, because it's a very cool page. Jonathan Livingstone is asking me, actually two questions. Why you started YouTube? And what are your plans for 2016? That's another interesting question. Why did I start at YouTube? If you go at the very first videos, I started quite some years ago doing videos about BlackBerry, because at that time I was really a huge fan of BlackBerry, and I was posting some videos about unboxing, because I love unboxing videos, and then I started posting some videos for cars, but it was really more to me to test how do you post a video on YouTube. It got kind of serious just a couple of months before I purchased the A45 AMG. I started posting some videos of, I remember a point of view video of the Audi TT, the brand new one, that got quite a lot of views. And then when I got the A45 AMG, I thought that people would be interested on that car, because I myself found tons of video of the A45 AMG that helped me a lot on my purchase of the car. I learned a lot from YouTube. So I thought, why don't I do myself some videos about this car and try to have fun, and also try to help people that would like to buy a car but are not necessarily interested on watching professional reviews, where most of the time you don't get the essential information you are looking for. Second part of the question, what are your plans for 2016? I'd like to grow my YouTube channel, of course. I'd like to have more subscribers. I'm earning already a little bit of money about it, but it's really nothing. I can't even buy this camera with the money I got from YouTube. So obviously my goal is to grow my channel, is to have more subscribers, to have more content, and also to try to have better content. I realize that people are more interested on the car videos that I post on YouTube. The vlogs doesn't really work that much, despite I put a lot of energy on the vlogs and I try really to edit them in a way that is creative. But I realize that people, that my followers at least, are more interested on the car contents. Another cool question from Cameron Bendel. How long have you been living in Switzerland, and what made you choose to live in such a beautiful country? I do agree with you, Switzerland is such a beautiful country. I was born in Switzerland actually, because my parents come in Switzerland. Fucking dog! Could you please shut up? No, didn't work.
A few moments later.
Both my parents are Italian, and they come from Italy in the late 60s. And then on 1972 I was born here in Switzerland, and I spent the most of my life here in Switzerland, with the exception of the period from 1981 to 1988, where I lived in Italy. This is a question from Antonio Scapoli, Italian. The thing you miss the most of the A45. If you are following me since the moment I purchased and then sold the Mercedes A45, you know that that car gave me really some mixed feelings. The thing I miss the most of that car is what I called on a couple of videos the supercar feeling. The A45 is not a supercar, obviously, but when I was driving that car, when I was sitting in the bucket seats, when I was holding the Alcantara wheel and hearing the sound of the exhaust, I was really having the impression of driving a much bigger car. And I didn't find that on the Audi RS3, and I'm probably not going to find on my new car. So this is the thing I'm missing the most, what I call the supercar feeling. Second part of the question from Antonio. Italian cars, yes, no. I would say no. It would be yes if I could afford a car like, of course, a Ferrari, Lamborghini, Pagani, and all that fancy cars, but of course I can't afford those cars. I saved the best for last. I've got a video from one of my subscribers with a very interesting question. Let's have a look at that video.
Hey yo dude, what's going on? I had a question for you. I'm your fan, I'm your biggest fan. I've been following you since the beginning, and man, you screwed up bad time. You used to have a cool car, you used to have the Mercedes A45 AMG, that was a badass car, and then you sold that car for what? To buy that Audi RS3, which is really a car for grandpas, grandmas, and you were pretending that that was better for you, that you were feeling better with that car. Yeah, whatever. And now, what are you doing now? You're buying that even more the Audi A4. What's your problem, man? You are downgrading. You start like here, and now you are like wherever. And I was one of your most loyal subscriber. I was watching all your videos, I was commenting all your videos, I was really one of your biggest fans. Look at that, look at that. But you know what, you lost a subscriber. I'm gonna unsubscribe right now because your channel is becoming shit. And then you pretended you purchased the Audi RS3 and blah blah blah, that I'm gonna have it, I'm happy. And then suddenly, no, I didn't, I changed my mind once again, because why should I move from Audi S3 to RS3, then blah 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 blah. So please explain that, you motherfucker.
Okay, I think the question here is why you didn't buy the Audi RS3, which in the middle of this book this guy was saying appears to be a valid question. I've been acting in a very weird way with cars recently. I have the feeling that I was happy and okay until the moment I decided to sell the Audi A5. I really loved that car. It was lacking horsepower. That was a 1.8 liter engine with 170 horsepower. Then I upgraded then with the ABT stage 1 to 204, which was still not enough, obviously, but the car, the shape of the car and everything around the car was really beautiful, and I was really in love with that car. I sold it for whatever reasons that it's a little bit too long to explain here, but I purchased that A45 AMG, which was really a cool car. Don't get me wrong, again, that car is really super, and I'm still missing some aspects of that car now, today, but it was a little bit too much. It was a car probably for a younger audience, younger drivers. Then I moved to the Audi S3, which was more what I was looking for, the same amount of horsepower, but with a less look at me visual. I was not planning at all to sell that car. I was planning to keep it for some time and then see when the new A5 would come out eventually. I would probably wanted to change. And then my friend at the dealership here told me that if I would sell my S3, he was having a RS3 coming, and with all the special discount we can have actually here, I would have paid the same. So that pulled the trigger in me to go and put my S3 on sale. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, the car was sold so quickly. The car was sold in a couple of weeks, and I was not expecting that at all. So I was suddenly without a car, and with the RS3 coming in April. That made me think, is it really reasonable to move from an Audi S3 with 360 horsepower to an RS3 with 367 horsepower, heavier in the front because of that 5 cylinders, 2.5 liters engine. The boot, then the trunk, whatever you want to call it, it's even smaller than the S3. So I was already complaining about not having enough space in the S3, and then I was about to move to a car that had even less space than that. Obviously the RS3 is a beast of a car. They already stopped producing that car, so I'm not saying it's going to be a collector car, but I'm sure that that was a good investment in terms of value when I wanted to resell the car. Despite that, I decided that it was not a wise move from my side to buy that car. So I deleted the order. Actually, I didn't really order the car. The car was already on order for the dealership, for their showroom, and I was about to buy that car. And then the problem is that if you look at the Audi brand, actually almost all models are getting to end of life, with the exception of the brand new Q7 and the brand new A4. All the others models are old and are going to be replaced in the coming month. The only obvious choice for me, I wanted to have a bigger car, I wanted to have a place again for my family, for the luggages when we go somewhere. I wanted to have the last technology. I wanted to have a car with Apple CarPlay, with top of class infotainment, and the only car in the brand actually is for me the Audi A4, and that's the reason why I have configured A4 Avant with a 2-liter TFSI 252 horsepower, thinking that I can add the ABT stage 1 and go up to 302 horsepower. I've loaded that car with almost all the options you can possibly imagine on that car, so at the end it's quite expensive. My A4 will be more expensive than the RS3. Can you imagine that? Am I downgrading? In some regards, yes. If you look about the horsepower and the kind of a car I had with my last two cars, I'm probably downgraded. But otherwise, if you look about the latest technology, the latest driving assistant equipment, and all that stuff, I'm talking about the virtual cockpit, the matrix beam, LED headlights, and more and more. On that regard, I'm not downgrading, but I am upgrading. This is my choice. It is questionable. Yes, absolutely it is. Hopefully now I will calm down with cars, and I will try to keep that car for a little moment. But I'm watching very closely the upcoming new Audi A5. That was my Q&A. Thank you very much for all the people that posted questions on Instagram, on Facebook. Thank you very much also to that guy that sent me that kind of weird video. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me. I think I'm gonna follow my son's advice and have a next Q&A when I will have a lot more of subscribers with a lot more of questions. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Follow me on the usual social networks. See you on the next video. Bye!